1% of the 1%. And I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about power and influence and the inner circle that they're in. That's why, you know, not many people can go after them and win.
I agree.
There's a reason why.
I mean, we saw even with Black China when she tried to sue the Kardashians. Like, I was like, man, I'm like, you're not about to win this lawsuit. Like, you're just not.
No, absolutely not.
You know, even when old girl went up against Cardi B, I'm like, do you know how many people is burning candles to make sure Cardi B wins? Like,
and they burning more than candles. They burning more than candles, but absolutely. And Cardi B is in Santeria, so yeah, she probably goes to, you know, a mambo, or, you know, depending on what house she's in. You know, everybody's house has different rules and whatnot. But yeah, I'm sure she paid them very well. I'm sure.
Okay. Well, Satin Sanchez, introduce yourself to the people once again so they know who you are and where to find you.
Okay, hi guys, my name is Satin Sanchez. I am a root worker to the stars. A lot of you guys either see me on TV or on Instagram, Satin Says Tribe, or YouTube, Satin Says. You can find me or any of my products on satinsays.com or fertilemagic.com.
Love it. This lady is definitely legit. When I say you be having the neighborhood talk, that comment section be on fire.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Like sometimes I see they'll turn the comments off because people just really get disrespectful.
Yeah, because, you know, a lot of people don't understand witchcraft. They are just so misinformed and brainwashed, especially our Black people that's been in the church. The most judgmental people are the people in the church.
That's true.
But it's true. And they say such evil things. I'm like, if that is your religion, if your religion makes you like that, I don't want nothing to do with it. Because, you know, witches, I think, because too many people watch like movies and stuff, and they think that we are like sacrificing people, like we were just talking about, and they think that we're like worshiping the devil or something like that. Especially because my name is Satin, and people are a little slow and they don't notice it's Satin and not Satan because it's spelled differently. But yeah.
And I saw somebody else with your name too. I was like watching TV.
No.
Yeah, I cannot remember what it was, and she was she was Latin, but I don't even remember her last name, but it was spelled the same too. And she was kind of young. Yeah, she was kind of young too, maybe like 19, 20. But yeah, she was like, oh, my name is Satin, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, I had never known anybody else with that name. So that was pretty cool.
I've never met or heard anybody else with my name, ever. So that's pretty dope. But yeah, like people like mess it up and think that like witches are like evil and, you know, doing bad stuff. Don't get me wrong. You can use witchcraft to do good or bad. Just like in the church, there's some good people in the church, there's some evil people in the church. It's really no different. Yeah. And so when I see people saying all these things, I'm like, that means that you know nothing about witchcraft. Because if you're trying to put all of us in one little box, you know nothing about it. I love trees. I hug trees. I, you know, gather herbs, and I talk to God all the time. But people are like, nope, witchcraft is evil and it's bad and da da da. Okay, child.
You know what I tell people? I say, look, everyone is going to have their own moral convictions. And, you know, they drag me because I'm able to talk to witches or pastors or a stripper. I talk to anybody. Like,
no.
And they be mad at me. Right. They be so mad. And I just be like, you do know that's still a human being, right? That's still a person. Like,
Thank you.
And you know, for all of y'all that say she's the devil, y'all love zodiacs. I'm gonna keep saying it. Yeah, if you can't like one thing but then get mad at the other, because zodiac is kind of in that magical realm too, right?
It is. It's not definitively in the occult, but it's in that realm, absolutely. And like it kind of goes into, you know, astrology, spirituality, then witchcraft is, you know, it's all in one, but not exactly the same.
Gotcha. Yeah. So let me ask you, Satin, you know, with I know we just talked about it, but we can talk about it again. With everything going on, you know, in the news right now, going viral, Kanye is saying, oh, they sacrificed my mother. They, meaning the industry, they sacrificed her to traumatize me and control me and keep me in place. Mm-hmm. Does that even make sense to you, in your opinion?
I think if she was sacrificed, it's because he sacrificed her.
He would have had to have made that request.
Yes. Or they came to him. A lot of the times when they want to get to a certain status, there's an agreement that is made. And so a lot of the celebrities that I do work for, they won't talk about their agreement. They'll just talk about the fact that there is an agreement. And so a lot of the time they have to sacrifice somebody close to them. And it's likely what he did, because he definitely got up there and he definitely got in there with them. So while he talks all this Jesus talk, that's just for show. That's a facade, baby. That's a facade. Because the elites are not practicing what I practice. The elites are not going to the angels and the ancestors.
No. Oh, no. There is dark stuff. No. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, even I have another friend who is a metaphysician. There we go. And Metaphysicist. Thank you. Yes. And sometimes she's like, look, you can just call me a witch. I do not care. But
okay.
Even she told me, she was like, you know, because she's a psychic as well.
Ooh, I like.
And she was like, you know, you're going to be fine. You're going to be successful. She said, but if you want to go to a certain level, you're going to have to drink the blood. She said, I suggest you don't. She said, but it's still your choice, but you'll be just fine without it. And I'm like, I don't want to drink blood. I'm good. I don't. Like, that's a no-go for me. But she, you know, she even told me, she's like, you know, you'll get approached out of nowhere and it'll be some kind of party. And I mean, it was just like,
yes. Absolutely.
That's how it goes down for real.
Yes. So a lot of the big actors, you know, I want to say about 99%, almost damn near 100, have had to go through that same initiation. I promise you. That's why a lot of them be doing drugs and stuff. It's not because of the fame. It's because the crap they got to go through to get to where they are.
Just to be famous.
Just to be famous. Because at the end of the day, it don't matter about talent and who you know. Okay? Because you can definitely give them something to get to that status. 100%.
Wow.
And you got to keep giving. That's the problem too.
You got to keep feeding the beast. Yes.
Yes, you got to keep giving. And that's kind of like what happens with these child stars too. You know, and I'm not going to get too much into it because it's real deep and it's real, I get emotional because I'm empathic too. So every time I tap in, I start crying, and I'm not going to do that right now. Okay. But because it's real, it's unnecessary too, because you can be powerful and tap into spirituality and not have to do all those things. They like to do those things. That is not like a precursor to tapping into spirituality. Like, you don't gotta do all those things, but they enjoy it. They
enjoy it until they want out.
Yes, and that is why. Okay, and when they want out, you know, like Britney Spears, then she goes crazy. Sis wanted out. Sis was tired of it, and I feel like her. I didn't read Britney because I already see. If you look at Britney's eyes, you know there's some demons possessing her. But 100%. Yeah. But I do know that she's in the occult, and she doesn't really have a choice. So she tried to get out clearly, and she's too far gone. She's not ever really gonna be out. But I feel like her parents got her in. You know, she was young. She didn't really have a choice, and she probably didn't even understand what it entails or how deep it was gonna go. Yeah. But when you're a kid, they love them kids now.
They love them kids. And you know what? It was the same thing with Mariah Carey, her parents. You know, the sister came out and was like, you know, our mom Patricia Carey used to take us to these Satanists, and she laid out what they would do. Yeah. This is when Mariah and her sister she has a brother too. This is when they were kids.
Oh my God.
And so now she did an interview. Oh, I think Satin got a call.
Yeah, I did. I didn't even know. I thought I put do not disturb. I'm sorry.
I think she told that to not the Sun. It was Daily Mail. There we go, Daily Mail.
Oh, she went to the news.
But the story never really got big. So this is the sister. I think this is the one that has HIV, and so she's real sick. So like real sick, real broke. Like I'm talking about like SSI check.
Oh.
Yeah, like
so nobody really gonna believe her. They're like, oh, she needs some money.
Yep.
She's bribing Mariah. Did she say this before she got sick?
No. This was after. I've heard this recently. This was like a few years ago. Yeah. So it's just, and I did the video on it a couple years ago or whatever. I think it was during the pandemic, but it just really goes to show like, wow, these people who are now mega famous, this shit has been planned from the time they were here. Like that Mickey Mouse Club shit. I'm like, are you really in the Mickey Mouse Club or is this occultic?
Thank you. I've been saying this for so long. I love when I get to connect with people that are like-minded because, like, yes, it's a cult. And especially Mickey Mouse Club, especially Disney. You know Disney. You know the backstory of Disney.
I know the backstory of Disney.
Okay. Because, baby, you want to talk about occultism.
That's
all
long.
Disney is. That is all they are. It's all mind control, brainwashing, all their shows, even the kids' shows, even their movies, even Pixar. I'm not going to go too deep into Pixar now, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
You know what they be doing because they're trying to like get into these kids' minds. It's too much. It's too much. So for people to say that this is not real, it's like, you know what? That's why it's so easy for them to manipulate you.
True.
In your face.
True. And if you don't believe it or you think it's a joke, I even love how now like celebrities would do interviews and they'll openly talk about the Illuminati as a joke. So you think, because you know, you cover something in comedy, it goes over people's heads. Nah, baby, that be the truth. Like that be.
There's always some truth in that comedy.
That's what I'm saying.
Always. I did notice Dave Chappelle is now. He made like a little special. I didn't get to watch the whole thing because I just found out today. But I don't know if you saw any of it. Dave Chappelle had a whole like SNL skit about like the anti-Semitism or whatever it's called. I'm sorry.
I saw bits and pieces. I didn't get to see. I was at that doggone wedding, but yeah.
Ooh, you gotta see it. I only saw a snippet, but the snippet that I saw, I was like, this is juicy. I gotta sit down and watch and digest it, absorb it, because it's not something that you just, you know, flick through or whatever.
Exactly.
The little snippet I saw, I was like, oh, you got my attention, because he made it comedy, but he was saying the same thing that Kanye was saying. Same thing. He was like, if you see a group of Black people, it's a gang. If you see a group of Italian people, it's a mob. But if you see a group of Jewish people, then it's a coincidence. Baby. I said, and I always said, Dave Chappelle knows. He knows. They probably came to him and said, so this is where you're going to be, and this is what you got to do. And he was like, I'm good. I'm good. I'm out. And that is why he don't got that show and all of that.
Yep. And that was the whole scandal. You know, behind the contract when he was with Comedy Central. And I remember he said they told him, okay, by the time you walk out of this office, you're gonna be a crackhead. And he's like, what? And he's like, I left out the office, went about my business. And he's like, in the news by like 4 p.m. They said I was on drugs, I was crazy, I was this, I was that.
Yes.
He's like, what?
Yes, because you do have a choice, but you don't have a choice, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's still their money too. You're making them money. They still master.
True.
So it's like you have a choice in the fact of who you decide to sacrifice or the agreement that you do make. Like I said, the celebrities that, you know, tell me a little ins and outs, they don't tell me the agreement. So I don't know exactly what you have to tell them, but you clearly have to give them something of substance in order to get approved into that cult. They never really call it Illuminati. It's just like a inner circle. It's like a.
Yeah, we call that shit Illuminati, but it's really, Roseanne tells me she refers to them as the brown suits. And she's just like, it's the group of people that like, okay, you got the studio here, we're filming the TV shows. It's the people like that really control what we do over here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And she's like, and if you get out of line, she's like, they will have you killed by the mob. So
yeah, and it'll look like you committed suicide. It'll look like a car crash, because the easiest one to do is a car crash.
That's the easiest one.
Like Princess Diana, come on now. We getting hit to it now. We getting a little bit too hit to it now. That's why they're trying to dumb us down with all these, you know, stupid things and our food and everything else. They're trying to dumb us down because we're starting to get hit to it. Like, nah, this is way too much of a coincidence.
True.
It's too much. All these celebrities that die in the bathtub. This is way too much of a coincidence.
Come on, and they called me crazy. Like, I had a dude from Britain when I was covering the Aaron Carter shit, right? I started bringing in like white British viewers. Like, oh, okay. He popped into the show. You know, I didn't realize Aaron had a lot of fans. He popped into the show and he was like, you know, he was huffing and he was doing drugs. And why are you so surprised? And he was just a drug addict. And I'm like, listen, I understand that.
Yeah.
But if you want to take somebody out and they're a drug addict,
it's easy. Come on.
Everybody getting in the tub. I don't know too many grown men that even take baths. Like, come on. I'm just saying.
It's true. It's true.
Everybody. When was the last time your husband took a bath?
He don't take no baths. It's always showers. He only takes showers ever.
I'm just like, come on. Like, y'all not even. You know what I mean? So, and even with Aaron, he was sacrificed a long time ago by his parents too. You know.
Yes. So I know you wanted me to do his reading, but there was so much demonic energy when I tap it. So before I do readings, I cleanse my house, I cleanse myself, cleanse my area, I cleanse my cards. And so I ask spirit before I do anything, because I've had readings where I'm like, I will never read them again. So I have made, you know, like a ritual out of before I do any readings. And now before I even tapped in and I asked spirit, can I pull these cards? The stuff that I saw, I was like, yes. So let me go ahead and tell Storm. Baby. No, but this was definitely agreed to a long time ago.
Wow.
Very long time ago. Put it there.
So it was due to happen. It was
a matter of time. It was a matter of time. And whatever they gave, because him being sacrificed was not the main thing. They gave more than that.
Okay.
They gave more than that. So I didn't want to tap in too much. So I'm like, okay. But there was something before that. And that's how he got the fame and all of that. There was definitely something before that. Now, there's way more behind the scenes that nobody knows about, that nobody's talking about. Now, that family know. That family has a lot of secrets. Because he wasn't the only star in that family either.
Exactly.
They have a lot of secrets and a lot of occultism going on there. Yeah, it was definitely his parents that agreed to that. He didn't really have a choice. It was either you gonna be okay with this, or maybe you could decide the time, but you gotta go. And so it's real tragic, like beyond tragic. When I was a kid, he was my crush.
He was a lot of he was a lot of little girls crushing. Even when you look at him back then, it was just like so much life in his eyes. Just so, you know, that's the main thing I noticed when I look at Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, Aaron Carter, even Justin Timberlake.
Yes. Ooh.
They don't have the same light in their eyes. What you know about Justin?
Aaron came in after his brother, I believe, right? So his brother got fame or around the same time. But I do know that the Britney Spears, the Christina Aguilera, and the Justin Timberlake, they all came around the same time. They came into the inner circle at the same time. But the sacrifices that they made is interesting because they were at the core of what, you know, their fame and all the energy and stuff. It was basically they were the vessel of it. So that's probably why you don't see that same thing that he had, because his was a little bit different. And that's why you also see them still at the top, besides Britney because she wanted out. But but you also see Justin still at the top. Christina, you know, she's still making money. Even if she's not in mainstream, she's always gonna make money.
Yeah.
She's always gonna make money. But she was in agreement, just like Justin's in agreement. His wife is in agreement. She might not be at the top now, but there was a time that she was. And in order to maintain it, you got to keep giving.
Okay.
It's real deep and it's real like disgusting though at the same time, because it's like, okay, when you're a kid and you in it, okay, boom, okay, that's fine. But at some point, you got to be like, so this shit is evil. At some point. But a lot of them, you know, they get so comfortable with it, or it's just all they know. So I guess they're just like, you know, it is what it is. And they know that if they get out of it, just like the Church of Scientology, you get out of it, baby, you ain't got much of a life after that.
you will be ruined. I look at Tom Cruise, he can never leave. John Travolta, he can
Does
never.
he even want to?
No, he doesn't. No. He's fully.
I don't think he
No,
wants
no, no.
to.
You know who else is a Scientologist? Have you heard of Grant Cardone?
No.
The financial guy. Hold on, I'm gonna pull him up real quick.
I know Will Smith is.
Oh, he actually is in Scientology.
Yes.
Okay, tell us about that.
So I just found it out. I was just like randomly doing TikTok all damn day because you get down a damn rabbit hole on TikTok. And I was looking at all the Scientology stuff, and they were like people that's in Scientology. I randomly was looking and found Will Smith is in Scientology. Google the shit. He is definitely in Scientology. What? Will Smith? What? I would never, especially because you know how they all God this, God that, da, 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 da. Scientology doesn't have those same principles and core beliefs at all.
At all, no.
So unless he's able to, we don't know what he done sacrifice. Unless he's able to do both, I don't know. Or they allow him, because certain people are like their pets. So he could be one of those. I don't know. Another person that I noticed, which was not on TikTok, I was just like randomly pulling cards and tapping in, was that people that are in this inner circle that surprised me was Tyler Perry. I was like, what?
Oh, well, Roseanne told me about him. She described him, Lee Daniels, and Oprah. She said they are she called them the gay sex mafia. That's what she called them.
The gay sex mafia? I gotta meet her. I love her already. What? The gay sex mafia.
She said you either gonna play the game or you cannot come in that door. The gay sex mob sure did.
Well, a lot of the Hollywood elites are gay, and a lot of these satanic rituals, they make you it's part of their humiliation, but low key is because they really do like the shit. They make you have, same sex. So it's like, and that's why you see a lot of people are coming out, but the people that are low level, like they'll never be able to get into the inner circle. And they're like, oh, this person asked me to do XYZ for a role. More people are talking about what they got to do on the casting couch. And sometimes people are surprised that it'd be like some of these male directors asking the male actors to do it. Why are y'all surprised?
Y'all should not be surprised at all. Like, and they be getting me sad because they be thinking, not my boo, not my crush, because he's 6'3" and he cut up and he chocolate and he look like a mandingo. He be the main one getting that ass blown out.
They be the main ones. Yes. Like a lot of, I hope we could talk about it. I hope you don't be mad at me. But so I have a lot of friends. Hold on, sorry. I have a lot of friends in LA, Calabasas particularly. And they talk about like, Drake being a part of this too. Right. And they talk about what Drake dibbles and dabbles in. I know people make jokes about it on social media now. So it's like, fly by night or whatever. But no, there's truth to that, baby. There is truth to that. And everybody's like, what? I would never think that. That's Drake. Da, 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 da. Why would you think that he's above having to do what he needs to do to get to that status? He was also a child actor. He was a little older. So again, it's a little different than if you were in, Disney and all of that. But at the end of the day, he was.
People got to understand, first off, he has the correct bloodline. So he was going to be, if he wanted to go in that industry, through his mother, he has the right bloodline. But I have a theory. And
what's the theory?
I have a theory. One of my best friends that is gay, and he talks about it too.
Okay.
He said that no matter how you present on the outside, even though Drake does not give us like super masculine, he really doesn't. But
no.
But no matter how you present on the outside, he said, if you bottom enough, he said basically you start to become bitch-like.
Okay. So if you're taking it, you start to act more feminine, is what you're saying?
And literally get just like bitchy, like moody, snappy, really emotional. And so he was pointing out celebrities to me, and he's like, oh yeah, I know he's an overly emotional bottom. And he's like, such and such. You like it? Oh yeah, definitely. I'm like, what?
Well, what did he say about Drake?
He said he has a crush on Drake, so he said Drake can do to him whatever he wants. He just has a crush on Drake, but
I know that's right.
but he would say that Drake would give that same energy that YK Osiris does.
Ooh, ooh, child, you done said something there. See, I remember there was a post, either Neighborhood Talk had did it or one of them other, I think it was Neighborhood Talk. And I had said it under the post, and everybody, my phone was nonstop talking crap about me. And I'm like, damn, I would think that y'all was married to the dude. I'm just saying what I see, what I observe.
What you say? What you say?
Huh?
I said, what you say?
I was basically saying the same thing. He's giving me very much, I need to show on the surface that I am, you know, a little bit more masculine, but it's not really working because we could tell. We could tell, you know, but it's nothing. I don't understand what's wrong with it though. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, live your life, be open, be free. Like, I don't get it. So I wasn't saying it in a negative way. It's just that people automatically like assume that because they're so damn negative, and they'll just go after you. I'm like, I thought I was being observant. That's all. But it's very rampant.
But look, and people say the same thing about me. But listen, if I fuck dudes, I would have no issue telling y'all that I did. Like, I would. Do y'all know how further along in my career I would be? Satin, tell them. Do you know where I could get?
Very much, very much so. Absolutely.
But I'm into that freaky swinger scene. So I had to kind of come out and tell them that like I don't like that, but like this is what I like. But I like group sex, so I don't know what the fuck to call that.
Yes. Whenever you go, you gotta hit me up.
Yeah. I will. Because I'm in that, like, I think I looked it up on the scale. It's like you're an exhibitionist, that's what they call it. So yes. I like to be watched, that kind of thing, you know.
Yes. And the ones that actually that's voyeurism then. The people that like to watch you are into voyeurism. Yeah, I love both of it though.
But even dealing with YK Osiris, like for a grown man to be crying over another grown man and saying he want to kill himself because y'all not talking to him no more, I'm like, did you lose your boyfriend? Because that's what it's giving.
Yeah. Even damn, I don't want to. Okay, I'm gonna just say it. The blue face guy.
I know.
I'm sorry. I gotta call it how I see it. That's why he treats those women that way, baby. That's not really what he wants. And the reality is, ask any gay guy, ask your best friend. A lot of these men that be treating these women like crap, because they don't really want women. But they don't want the world to know what they do really like. So they run through these women, dog them out, cheat on them, all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, when, you know, the lights go off, they sleep with a dude.
What you think all that gang shit is? And I'm not saying all, for they come after me, not all. But there is a level of homoeroticism in a lot of gangs, even in a lot of frats.
Let's not even get started with the frats, okay? Because a lot of their hazing is 100% homosexual, okay? It's like, this ain't got shit to do with hazing. Why are you making us like this? In what world is this hazing? Hazing is not good no matter what, but the sororities are no different now. I have some of my best friends were in sororities, and all they was doing was eating pussy all day. I'm telling you, all they was doing was eating pussy all day. I'm like, did you still eat pussy?
But it is funny now because a lot of them was doing that, and now they married. Just like a lot of the dudes down here in Morehouse. I be hearing these stories about the dudes in Morehouse. Then ran through each other. Do you hear me? Especially the Kappas. Then ran through. Oh, they're gonna be mad as fuck if they see this.
It's okay because they know deep down inside we telling the truth though.
They didn't ran through each other. And a lot of these motherfuckers are married with kids now. So I'm like, I guess hey, whatever. But I just want women to know that it happens. Women be telling me this is crazy. Don't no man do that.
I don't know what world they're living in.
Delusion.
What world are they living in? It's way more common than people think.
Yes.
So I feel like people get like, oh my God, that must be Hollywood. Hollywood's so weird. Baby, it happens right here in your city, down the street, probably your neighbor. Could be your uncle, might be your daddy.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because they just will not show who they really are because it's just too much stigma with it and whatnot. And some people, I think, sexuality is so fluid. I think some people, a lot of women can't like fathom it because like they'll be good in bed and they'll know that they, like women. Some of them really do like women.
Yeah.
Like the ones that are married. Some of them like women, but they like dick too. Like, how's that so hard to believe?
And they know that socially, once they come out with that, their dating options are significantly limited. Like we've asked women on the show, just flat out, okay, if you had found out that your dude, he's not fucking dudes now, but in college, he sucked the dick or two. Or he let a dude suck his dick. Would you look at him the same? And so many women was like, I would want a divorce.
What?
Yes.
So majority of women said they would want a divorce. They're done. I don't want him because he sucked a dick.
Yes. Then I say, okay, but you've let a girl eat you out. Oh, that's not the same. I'm like, it's
very
the
much.
Same. It's
very much the same. There's no different. I don't understand. But like I said, a lot of people are so simple-minded. Like they can't fathom anything different than what they feel.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? How you feel, you're one person. You okay over there?
Thank you. Yeah, I had to plug up the laptop. But yeah, like
yeah, but like, and that's the same thing with religion too, or occultism, anything. How you feel is how you feel, and that's okay. But you can't denounce somebody else's belief and what somebody else feels works for them because you're not living their life. You're not paying their bills. You're not fucking who they fucking. It's none of your business.
That's a good point. I think, and I might have you pull some cards, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong. Okay. But I low-key be thinking my purpose is just to expose shit that people don't want to talk about. Like you know what I mean? Like I entertain, don't get me wrong, but it's like when I educate, it feels deeper. If that makes sense.
And I think that's probably how people resonate with you. I even have people come to me from you that are like, I loved what you guys are talking about, open and candidly, because I grew up in the church and I was so confused because I feel like there's so much more and I'm a little drawn to, spirituality and learning more about my powers and the ancestors and whatnot. And I've never heard someone speak of it in such an intellectual way where you guys are like debating and not necessarily having the same, experience or output, but you guys agree that we are spiritual beings.
We are. We are.
And I was like, thank you. So yeah, you absolutely are opening people's minds to things that they might have thought about before, but no one's brought it to them in this kind of manner. So I definitely think that's a gift of yours. Absolutely.
I think so. I think so too. And I think people will realize when they're able to, cut the TV off, cut the phone off, and sit still and really just talk to God, things start like coming to you. Like I was told basically I need to cut out meat for a while. I need to focus on fruits and vegetables. The meat is fucking with my third eye. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know.
I don't know if you know that I don't eat meat, but I never have. Since I was a little girl, I never liked it. So like vegan wasn't even a term back then, and I didn't even care about being vegetarian or anything like that. I was a little girl. I was like 3 years old, and I told my mom, I'm not eating that. And I told my dad, I'm like, Dad, you can't make me eat that chicken. Because my dad loved chicken. He throw down on some chicken. And, my mom's from the Caribbean. So, like, she curry goat, all of that. I'm like, I'm not eating it. It's an animal. So I never ate it. So, I'm an adult now. And everybody's like vegan or vegetarian and all that. I'm like, oh, well, I'm happy that you guys are coming to the good side. Because it is different, though. It is totally different. We're not meant to eat animals. We're not.
I go back and forth, and I look at people like, hold up, I'm gonna pull them up here on the side. I look first off, you look healthy.
Thank you. I try, but I do eat a lot of fruits and vegetables every single day. But not everybody that's a vegan or vegetarian is healthy.
Oh no. Because I be looking at some of them, and I haven't figured out how you a vegan, but you 400 pounds. I have not figured that out yet. But I'm gonna leave that alone.
Yes, absolutely.
But like this guy here.
Okay. It's not pulling up yet.
Do you see it now?
Oh, you know him personally?
I don't know him personally, but he talks about the fruits of the vegan lifestyle.
It's shocking. He's been in my DM before, but I'm not gonna say too much.
Ooh. You are his type, but I'm gonna leave that alone.
I'm not gonna say too much.
I'll let that be private because he's not messy.
He's not messy, yeah. So we can talk after this.
But look how healthy he looks.
No, he's definitely very healthy. He definitely practices what he preaches. So I do like that about him.
I'm trying to look like you telling me I can be this healthy and be a vegan?
Yes, you can. But he works out a lot too. I don't follow him, but I used to on my old page, and I used to see him working out like nonstop. He would be out in the forest and shit working out. He would always find a way. But
I'm telling y'all, I'm this close, Satin, this close to selling everything, moving to an island, and just living off fruits and vegetables for the rest of my life.
You should, and I bet you'll be much more at peace. You'll be happier. Like, I'm telling you, there's nothing like when you clean out your system, because that's natural. You know what I mean? That really is natural. It's from the earth. You pick, your fruits and your veggies from the earth. All this processed food and stuff, all it does is dumb us down. Our third eye, 9 times out of 10, we don't know if it's a voice in our head or an intuition. True. We have no clue. But that's one thing that I will say that nobody can deny. When you stop eating meat and you start eating vegetables and you start eating more fruits, your whole clarity of life will change. Everything you start to question and see differently, and you want to know more. It's directly connected to our third eye and our spiritual power. It's not just this whole you are what you eat, all of that. You need to lose weight and have a 6-pack, all that. It's more than that. It's spiritual. It really is.
It's more than that. As I'm getting older, I'm finding myself drawn to okay, I got the high rise and I got this kind of car, and I go here, I go there, and then I just be like, I just kind of want to live off the land sometimes.
Yes.
I still want to make money now. I still,
You can make a lot of money and live off your land too. I do. In this house, I have 4 acres, and I have a sustainable garden. So if the world wants to shit today, me, my husband, my kids will be fine. Totally fine. My neighbors have cows and horses. We have a sustainable garden. Our other neighbor has a sustainable garden too, but we all have a lot of land here. So we can literally live off our land. I have solar panels on my house. So yeah, we can live off grid if we want.
So you're good. You're good. Okay.
Yes. And we have a well. We have 2 wells actually, because I have 2 houses on my land. And yeah, we have a well. So everything is spring water from the ground.
I have never seen a well in person.
Yeah? Come to my house. You can see it.
Okay.
Well, majority of it is underground, but you'll see where you can pump it at.
Okay. We'll talk after this. I've never seen that in person, like ever.
Yeah, I know. I've never seen it until I bought this house, honestly. Because, when you have acres of land, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to have city water. It doesn't go as far as where you need it to go. Yeah. So you have to have a well. They dig deep, and you get into the there's a certain level where you can tap into the water. So you pay for that. That's like $30K alone. That is $30K alone. But yeah, so I used to live in the city. Even when my other houses that I've bought, I've always lived either in the city or close to the city. This is my first one that I bought with tons of land. Then I'm like, oh, so this is how they do the well. But it's really cool. It's really cool.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, by the way, it's not like in the movies. Because I remember I used to watch movies. I saw the Ring when she came out of that well. It's not like that. Mine isn't like that.
Okay. Can you drink the water fresh right out of the well?
They say not to.
Okay.
Because all my water is filtered. Our drinking water is all filtered.
Okay.
Yeah, they say not to. We test it like every year just to make sure that all of the chemicals are, in the right, because water is a chemical, H2O, 2 hydrogens, 1 oxygen. That's why when people like, because I'm actually a scientist, people sometimes they don't believe me. I'm like, why would I lie about that? But when people are like, I don't want chemicals with this, but our body is made up of chemicals.
It is.
A lot of people don't know this. There's just synthetic chemicals that you don't want. You know what I mean? But chemicals as a whole, like the basic chemicals of life, like what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with it. But yeah, so we test it for that just to make sure that everything is balanced. And then if it is, we're good. But we still don't drink it. We still filter that.
Okay. Okay, I was just wondering. Okay,
yeah, so
we've covered a lot today. I will say I almost wanted to see, like, did I want to ask you some questions to end this, or how did I want to wrap this up?
Okay.
Our conversations are always good, so
they are, and I have written some notes, but I think we touched on everything.
Okay. Let me know.
Remember when I said that a lot of the times they have to give something to the elites, the inner circle, even outside of the sacrifice, right? Because there's levels to this. Like the Kardashians, they in it. And so it's called tokens. When I did like my reading on it, they call it tokens.
Okay.
You give them these tokens, and then you get to a certain status, certain level, come back to them. Just like my other note was, when they had found that island, what was Pleasure? Not Pleasure Island. What was the island from
Epstein Island?
Got locked up, huh?
Epstein Island?
Yeah, what was it called?
Epstein Island.
Oh, it was literally called Epstein Island. Oh, I thought you were just calling that yourself. I thought he called it Pleasure. I don't know, because that's clearly what they thought they was doing over there. But anyways, when they went onto the island, they found that there was like this kind of like a mosque would look like on his land that was locked so that nobody can get out. So it was locked on the outside.
Ooh.
As opposed to locked on the inside.
Ooh.
There's a reason why we don't know who his clients were. They're not going to arrest themselves.
I'm just saying, we seen the flight list, and
it's way too deep. And one thing with the elites too, but then you can ask me whatever you want to ask me. I just wanted to let that one thing with not just the elites, the super elites, the inner circle elites. And I touched a little bit about that earlier in our meeting. They do not need to go to sacrificing these kids and doing all these harmful pleasure acts with these kids, because you don't need that to tap into energy, but they're evil. So they use that as a reason. The other thing is that adrenochrome thing, and they want to scare them and drink their blood because it gives off this certain like chemical that if they drink will make them younger. All right, but there's no scientific evidence of it, and with reason. With reason, because who's going to sit there and do the study of that for years?
Right.
But
they believe it.
But they believe it, and they literally brought them there for that. Because not all of them were just taken there. Because, a lot of the kids, grew up, and that's why they finally found it out, and all of this is why we know about it today. But not all those kids left that island.
Oh, yeah. A lot of them didn't make it. I be telling people, where do you think all these missing kids, when you deal with CPS, DCS, whatever they call it, where you at?
They be in on it too.
And I used to work. They ain't ready for that one. They ain't ready. You can speak on that. They ain't even ready for that one, though.
Mother Teresa, the reason why she was over there in them orphanages and whatnot is because she was selling the kids. And nobody's going to look for them. Who's calling 911 for orphans?
Exactly.
That was the easiest way. The Catholic Church is the biggest gang. All they do is make money. And the Catholic Church isn't necessarily with the occult too. So I don't want people to get this all messed up. Like, it's not one and the same.
And we're talking about the inner circle. We're not talking
Yeah,
about you who's a Catholic in Indiana. We're
yeah.
talking about like, I always have to explain that to people because people be like, oh, well, my uncle's a Mason. You're disrespectful. Your uncle is a nobody. I'm talking about the inner circle. Not some
Yeah,
old dudes in Ohio that just want to drink beer together. I'm not talking
period,
about that.
period. But some people, they're a little slow, so
Very slow. Very
you
slow.
know. You have to be descriptive. But okay, which one ask me before we go?
Okay. I'm trying to think. We still got to do our reading too. I just
We
forgot, but
do.
we got to do ours.
I'm getting a sense though that your reading should be private.
Definitely.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Ain't no telling what's gonna pop up. So definitely. What do you see for the country? Do you think we're gonna have a new president? Is Biden gonna get reelected? Like, what do you think?
It's looking like he's going to be reelected.
Oh.
I don't think it'd be if he does get reelected, because energy does change. Energy could change, and that's for anybody that does readings. If they tell you that that's definitive, they lie. Okay. That's why we have spiritual energy. But it's looking like it wouldn't be because of votes. Put it there.
Okay, understood. Understood. Are we understood? I can't ask you this. This isn't a big deal. Should I buy a house?
1 second. Ooh, this one came out. Oh, that's funny because you must have been thinking about this for a while because it's like you've been contemplating. This one says that you should though. This one says that you should, but it's like I pulled a confirmation card, which is not a yes or a no. It's more so something that you should think long and hard about. Okay. But the initial card was a yes card. If it was a yes or no, it was a yes.
Okay. Can you tell me where I should buy it? Can you tell me where?
Well, usually the cards don't say that. I can do a divination for you though.
Okay.
And see where you should buy. But I do not believe it's going to be in the state that you live in currently.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Let's just mess with them with this. Do I have love come into my life? They always want. I don't care. They always want to know that.
Okay, so Storm wants to know if he has love come into his life. Not in the immediate future. You talking to somebody though? You have like 2 more people until you find somebody that you're like, ooh, this might be it.
Okay.
And one of them is a twin flame.
One
of them is a twin flame, so it's gonna be a lot of fucking fun, and it's gonna be a little toxic.
Oh God!
So, before YouTube started getting censored, I have my dominatrix channel. I don't know if I told you that.
No,
I didn't tell you that. Yeah, a lot of my subscribers right now are from when I had my dominatrix channel, and so I talked about all the cool dominatrix stuff, and then YouTube like changed up like what they allow, their guidelines. And like deleted my videos.
Damn.
They said it was against, I mean, I still got them saved on my computer, but they said it was against their guidelines. And people like come to me even to this day, like, girl, where your video was at? It was on YouTube. YouTube don't allow it. So catch it on my Patreon.
Yeah, that's the best place to go. I heard over on Patreon, you showing them how to do it, how to get down, and showing instructions. So if y'all need a model, y'all let me know.
Yes. Because some of the girls are single and they don't mind. And what I love about my girls is that they're so open-minded. They're so open-minded. Like nobody like thinks, because obviously you get tested, whatever, make sure everybody's clean, and they're just like, okay, whatever, we're gonna do what we do. Yeah. And then go about our day. There's nothing to it. And I'm like, this is that grown women shit. And so many people, like the girl I guess you're talking to is a little conservative. So they're just like, oh, you can't act like that. You got to hold yourself, to a higher standard. That's you, though. See me? I'm going to turn up.
I'm going to be me.
Exactly. That's okay for you. And that's how you want to live your life. And being bland is okay, well then, cool. But no, I like to turn up. And I'm married.
And you're married, but you also have to let them know I'm a boss. So like you can do what you want to do. You're an employee, so you can't. Like, it's no shade. It's just no shade, but
yeah,
you can't tell a boss what to do. That doesn't work.
Especially if they knew how you were previously. So it's like, and that's the thing with a lot of women too, is that they'll say okay to everything. And then they get the guy and he's like, oh, cool with this. Like, no one else was like 100% down, for everything I want to do. And then they'll get him, wait till he gets a little comfortable and then be like, well, I don't want you to do that. And I don't know how those conservative ladies are, because I know, like, I have some friends that are preachers' daughters. Their bitches be wow. Okay, they be wow. So I don't know how the conservative ladies are. Like, they're the same way, like behind closed doors. They be nasty. I don't know.
Yeah, they do.
They be nasty.
They
be nasty. And then they be online talking shit like, ew, this person shouldn't be like this. You have to be a woman, you have to be a lady. And then behind closed doors, she's chugging cum just like me, bitch.
Yep.
I just admit that I enjoy chugging cum. That's the difference.
That's the difference. You stand in yourself. And listen, when somebody can stand in their truth, you can't shake them.
No. And they be talking shit like it's gonna make me mad. Baby, I'm not mad. I just said I enjoy chugging cum, bitch. You're not gonna make me mad by saying, oh, that's nasty. You are slutty. You're this, you're that. But I'm married and you ain't. I'm happy and you ain't. I'm rich and you ain't, girl.
I'm just saying. I did an interview with Funky Dineva, and he's gay, but he also likes having sex with women too. I didn't know that.
Pause.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, he be taking them down. He said, yeah, we come back. He said, but after we done, she gotta go. So he's not like emotionally attached to women, but
he just likes to have sex with them.
Uh-huh.
The opposite is true too. Some men only want to be emotionally, romantically attracted to women, but sexually really enjoy sex with men.
I've heard that too. A dude was on I think the Kendra G dating show, and he was like, yeah, I fuck dudes or whatever, but he's like, I would never marry one or settle down with one.
Yeah, because they don't want to be in a relationship with a man. They just like the sex part. That shit is so interesting.
People are
so interesting.
People are complex for sure.
So listen. When I was in college, I had a friend, and her boyfriend, which is her fiance now, he said he enjoyed to have sex with men, and they would like before, because he knew that he liked men, but he liked women too. But he knew that he liked men, and he didn't care who knew. And so a lot of his friends that were obviously heterosexual also knew, because he was not hiding that part. But they would like play games, like he was into games and stuff. And so he would invite them over and they would jerk off together. But they were not gay, so they wouldn't allow him. Like, he tried. Of course, that was his thing. But they wouldn't allow him to do anything, but they would jerk off with him. What the? What? I'm telling you, it's a thing. Have you not heard, besides your friend? Is there other people that said that guys do this?
Circle joking, yeah.
What? Y'all got a term for it?
Yeah. I mean, some dudes, they even play the game called Wet. I think it's Wet Biscuit. Limp Biscuit. So it's literally like, it's kind of some white boy shit, but it's literally like a biscuit. Okay. And the last person to ejaculate has to eat the biscuit with the ejaculate of everybody on it.
I know, you fucking lying.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
All of those people together?
Yeah.
And nobody, they just.
So don't be the last one.
You jerking the shit off that shit not to be the last one. What? This is a thing. When he told me, I'm like, this gotta be a thing, because he said it so calmly and like, what? So like, people don't do that? And I asked my husband, I was like, I want to know, do you do that shit? He said, hell no, but I do know that people do that. I'm like, so you guys keep this a secret? Is this like a guy code? Because no woman knows that. When I tell my friends that, their jaws drop.
Or they don't even know what goes on in locker rooms. If y'all saw the bantering and the play that goes on, I'm talking about like high school locker rooms and shit.
They be sucking dick or they be taking dick? What they doing?
Not necessarily that, but like, okay, like one dude I seen him put a pencil in his butt.
A pencil?
The eraser side, not the sharpened side. But yeah.
That's bad enough.
Then in the shower, they might play around, slap each other's ass, or kind of like chase each other in the shower.
I've seen in the shower.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that the basketball players slap each other's butt to say like good job, right?
Yeah, but I'm talking about like in the shower, like, oh, you got nice ass. Comparing their dicks at the urinals. I've seen that.
I think that would be a natural curiosity.
That's more of a natural curiosity. Playing games where they'll like snatch the towel from your waist and run.
Now that's sexual harassment if the guy don't want the shit. That ain't right. That is not okay. But damn, so guys really got to deal with that shit. So what if a guy really does feel some kind of way about it? Is he silent just like a woman would be?
No, I mean it's probably gonna turn into a fight most likely.
I don't know, because like you never hear about it, so that's why I'm like wondering. You never hear about it. Women don't know nothing about this stuff.
But it's normally in that junior high and high school phase when your hormones are raging and everybody's just super. Don't get me wrong, the college players now, they really be doing some crazy shit too.
They be sucking it for sure.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Yeah.
It's an amazing feeling, so I get it. You wouldn't understand, but it feels amazing. The texture is amazing. You know what? I don't know. Not everybody believes the texture feels amazing. Some people, that's why they can't swallow, because they're like, to me, it tastes so good. It makes me so happy. Like, I think I might be like weird or something. I don't know, because when I swallow it, I can fucking come. That's how good it feels to me. Yes. My nipples get hard. It just, I don't know. Everybody has their thing, their fetish, their whatever. And I just love to fucking swallow cum. That's it.
You know what? We're going to leave the interview there. That's beautiful. Satin, let the people know once again where they can find you.
So I'm on Instagram, Satin Says Tribe, satinsays.com for all of my products, or fertilemagic.com. Also, I'm on YouTube, Satin Says as well.
Perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and end this here.
It's a storm show. Ay, it's a storm show.